Jesus says in the Gospel of John, I am the vine, you are the branches. If you remain within me and I within you, you will bear much fruit. Literally like an apple tree with branches connected to it, and the branches create the apples come from the branches. And he also mentions, right, if you sever the branches, you throw them out, it's like they wither and they die. They like get drier and drier because they're not connected to the tree anymore. And people come and they use them for firewood. Like they get destroyed basically because they're no longer connected to the source of life, the tree. He mentions this concept of obeying his commands. And he says, if you keep my commands, you will remain in my love, just as I have kept my Father's commands and remain in his love. So he's basically saying, if we want to remain in God's love, we keep his commands. Same idea of like we're connected to the tree, we're connected to the apple tree, right? But what commands? The command he gives in this passage is, love each other as I have loved you. So when you're loving other people, doing things out of love, being connected in that rhythm of love, never overstepping it, right? Then it's like you're connected to God. You're continuously bearing that fruit of God. And the last thing he says, like a very important thing he says here is, he says, I no longer call you servants, because a servant does not know his master's business. I call you friends, because everything I have learned from my Father I have taught you. So it's very interesting because this idea of being connected to the tree, and by being connected to the tree, you bear fruit. And so you're close with the tree because you're literally connected to it. If you're sort of close with God, it's like you become more and more intimate and you get this deeper and deeper love. In Arabic, this word we use, ashq, which is like the highest heights of love, like when you get married. And it's sort of like you get this deeper, deeper love for God the more connected you are with him. And the whole point about like being severed and being thrown away, it can sound very harsh, but it's just the nature of life that when you leave love, you leave goodness, you go to places that are extremely far from love. That's just, if you're close to the light, it's bright. If you're very far from the light, it's dark. And yeah, the way to remain in the light is to keep the commands. And the commands are to love everyone. By keeping that command, you will continuously bear that fruit and go closer to God and feel more of God's love.